All right, folks, we'll come on back to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And let's see where we're at right now. Yeah, I'm your host, Daryl Martin, right here on TFNN, just wrapping some things up. And let's check out your current lunchtime market wrap. We got the S&P is down 3.5. We got the Russell down 8.5. NASDAQ currently down, or up 14, so we got a little mixed results there on the indices. NASDAQ up 15 points now. We got the Dow. It's pretty flat. It's up 1 point. We got copper is down a little over 1%. Gold is up 0.25%. Silver is currently pretty flat on the day, slightly positive. And looking on over at the energy markets, oil's up and natural gas is down. We got oil up 44 cents on the day. Today was oil inventory day. Got pushed back for oil, and tomorrow is natural gas inventory day. So just to keep all those in mind. And we'll review those trades here in a moment. Like I said, they got oil slightly up about 0.5%. We got natural gas heavily down over 2.5%. Corn right now up 1.5%. We got soybeans up 0.5%. Pound dollar down 79 pips. Some nice movement there. We got the euro dollar is currently up 25 pips on the day. Going on in and looking at the euro pound, it is up. So a lot of euro movement there, up 57 pips. That's a pretty big day for the euro pound. Usually not as big of a mover from day to day. Looking on over at the dollar franc, it is down 30 pips. Dollar yen is up 28, getting a mixed bag there on the dollar index. Looking on over at the euro yen, we got it up 68 pips. Got the Aussie yen up 16. And looking on over at the Aussie, dollar, it is currently down 13 pips. Bonds are slightly negative, and the dollar index is pretty much, they're both pretty much flat. Bonds and the dollar index pretty much flat, but slightly negative on the day right now. Currently in a euro dollar short. Took a while for it to get on up there. Go ahead and pull that one up just as we're going through day trading plans. We'll mix and match it up throughout the day on the show here. But right now, looks like we had an entry up there at 28.45 with a stop up at 24.9, a little bit higher there for 1A, 25.15. Target on this trade right here is going to be down at 24.35. So we're targeting right now going down for 24.35. Got a little bit further to go. We're at a break even on the trade. Again, reminder, what we do is once we get in and on the trade, if you're still in this trade, then you should be at break even if you stayed in despite the lack of momentum confirmation. Okay, so you should be at least at a break even if you stayed in despite the lack of momentum confirmation on the trade. All right, now looking at some other things on the top of our list, and we'll just walk through them each as we go. Aussie dollar. Let me bring some charts up. We'll do some nice quick chart reviews. And throw that up here on. I thought I had it on the screen, but then it bounced onto another one. Okay, so there we go. Looking on over at the Aussie dollar, got a nice MVP early before the Euro session started up there at 1 a.m. Then I said, hey, check that out. It's going to move on back down after moving up a full deviation move, and then some. We actually had a 1.7, 1.8 deviation move on Aussie dollar. Went ahead and turned around the other direction against us. Looking on over at the euro yen last night and seeing how that one went. We got on it is slightly positive for pulling back down, but pretty flat. But overall, we saw some nice movement in the euro. Looking on over at the pound dollar. Pound dollar moving very heavy to the south, just going down, 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 down. Dollar gaining a lot of strength against the pound dollar last night. Really started early in the session and just kept moving for us. And set up for some great trades. I'm trying to help out and go over all. We got traders on here that listen to recordings, listen live, traders from all different time frames, and so I'm just trying to help you out. No matter what time of day you're trading, there are trading opportunities, and that's one of the things that I want you to definitely pick up. But we definitely had some nice southward movement. It was really flat on the pound dollar during the trading session in the evening last night. It was just up, down, like 15 ticks. And finally, the market decided to pick a direction a little bit off that news and take off. Looking out over at oil, 1.5 deviation move, just moving like you can see this like nice down move. Started during the Euro session, just kept going down. And I remember when it was up, 110, 120, let's say Pesaveta's like saying, hey, it's going down to 50. And I'm like, I can see it happening. But wow, and man, we're almost there. So gas going down, oil going down, so going together there. And OPEC's not looking to step in right now. I wonder I'm really curious about the outcome from this G20 summit, because I know a big part of this is talking about Russia, and of course this is obviously highly impacting them, because this is way below their break-even price on oil production, and production, delivery, refining it, delivering it, everything else that is required. And the next thing we're going over and checking out, let's go ahead and check out Russell. Russell had a really nice move right there. A lot of tick volume, just pushing it down. A deviation move from high to low. Very, very, nice movement on that altogether. Now, going over looking at, let's see, general news. I usually pull a lot of stuff off Financial Juice. Looks like they're doing an update there. And so I'll have to get back with you on that. And let's see here. Let Amar know about that one. All right. So let's check out the news. And also just a couple other things. I'm going to be out there. I think Tommy might be out there as well. But we got the Moneyshow coming up. And if you don't know what money shows are, they're a lot of fun to go to. I meet up with traders that I've known for, over 10 years. But it's traders, and there's traders all the time out there. There's tons of traders. There's two big shows. This is one of them. The next really big one is New York. Those are the two I'm usually at. So it's the Vegas Money Show that's coming on up. There'll be a lot of speakers. A lot of times I speak at them. I'm just going to chill out at this one. I'll be there. I'll be hanging out. Just, So if you want to meet up, let me know. But right here it'll be in Vegas. It's next week. It starts, I want to say, like Wednesday. And let's see here, under their conferences, I'm sure they have it. Yeah, right here at Caesars Palace, November 19th to the 22nd. I'm going to get out there, but I'll be out there most of the week. So go ahead and feel free to, ping me, email me, whatever. Let me know if you're going to be out there, and I'd be happy to, go out and grab a bite or a drink or whatever. But they're a lot of fun. You just register. They're free to go to. Of course, you got to pay for your flight. You got to pay for your hotel. You can stay at Caesars or wherever else you want to. There's a lot of places, obviously, to stay. But there's just a massive amount of topics and schedules and, everything else going on out there. And but anyways, check it out, and I hope to see some of you. Okay, we got that one coming up. Let's see here. So there'll be another one in New York that's a lot of fun. It's huge. It's usually like 2 or 3 levels there. Also, let's go ahead and let's dive in to our news and check out our news trading plan for last night, today, and what's coming up. Make sure you're all caught up, and like I said, I want to lay out some of those for us, so that way we can look at the opportunities, what we can learn from them, and what we can be prepared for on upcoming trades. And let's see, there we go. Okay, just trying to get the right chart open. And now that, I can just throw that chart on up here, and let's go through, talk about the news we had here on, last night on the 12th, here on the 13th. Okay, so last night, or coming up, tonight on the 13th, last night on the 12th. Last night we had Frank's PPI. So let's pull up the dollar Frank. Let's go in and check that one out. And right there we go. And what we were looking for is the market to be pretty flat between 11 and 7 as a net result yesterday evening. Looking for usually somewhere between 35 pips of movement. So if we go in, take this on over to 2,300 right there. And then bring it on down to 7 a.m. Right there. Okay. We got about a little over 20 pips of movement, so we stayed within our 35 pip or less range. That's good. We're doing neutral trades on these. And so the trade worked out. You got a nice profit on it, about 15 pips there. at a 35 pips max, and we usually don't get the max. Every once in a while, it's pretty sweet. But it's just sort of a let paint dry on the wall, simple, easy trade, and worked out well. Let's see. That was our Frank PPI trade that was coming on out. As far as what else we have coming up, looking on over here at, let's see here, the 17th and, I'm sorry, not 17th, 13th. And let's see, really nothing else from last night worth going over in detail. Okay, so today what do we have? We got oil inventory. We also have, so let's go ahead and pull that up. We'll pull up the oil inventory report and see what's going on there. Okay? Take a look at that one. And then we'll talk about the euro trade and the Canadian trade. The euro trade for tonight, the euro trade for tomorrow, and then the Canadian trade we have for tomorrow. Okay, so looking on over at oil, and then we have our oil inventory at 1030. Let's add on our expected ranges on this evaluation here. Let's see, how do we do on the expected movement? And once I have that up, there we go. All right, so right in here, again, this is a little bit different because oil inventory doesn't come out the exact same date and time when you have a holiday. It comes out at 11 o'clock versus 10:30. It also is on a different day. And so it does stunt its movement a little bit. But we did actually stay still within our expected range, pushed on down to 1 to 1.5 deviations. And so, trade still worked out. I mean, like normal. We could have hopped over and potentially looked at, any kind of volume spikes potentially on this with the inventory report being delayed like that as well. It can cause a little bit of different change in how it all comes together. And we'll check that out when we get back after this break. All right, folks, we're going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Pardon me. So it's going into that spike striker sell there we had right there right after the oil inventory report. It popped on up with a sell at 75.42 with short, and that's a binary trade, forward in the money binary, and it popped down and settled in the money without any problem there, so that worked out pretty well. All right, that's just one of the trades I like to check out as we're going through each and every trading day. I'm checking out the potential spike strikers on oil as we're walking through it. Okay, so the next thing to dive on into is the other news we were talking about and what we got coming on up. And on that topic, let's bring up Forex Factory on over here if I can get the right one showing. There we go. And we'll also walk through the trading plans along with them. We just covered the Frank from last night. Tonight, scrolling down a little bit further here on the screen, we got a couple trades that we can look at. Let's see here. This got us on Thursday. And it's more. These trades really are going to show up on Friday morning, but we're going to enter them at 11 p.m. on Thursday night. And it's just a list of Euro trades that are coming on out. Market usually stays pretty flat during these trades. And so we're going to look at trading this Euro final CPI, flash, GDP, final core, all that stuff. Putting all that together, usually still a pretty flat time. They come out at 5 a.m. We're going to look to get in at 11 o'clock p.m. tonight for a 7 a.m. expiration. Looking at a combined profit of buying a lower spread and selling an upper spread on Nadex for a minimum profit of $35 on the trade. So very simple trade, and as you can see day after day, I go through, I show you these, and I show you how they worked the previous day in most cases. So hopefully you're starting to learn how to take advantage of them. And let's see, what else do we have on the list? If you are trading the CAD, really, 305, so it shouldn't really impact you too much, but Governor of Council Wilkins member, whatever. The Wilkins of the Governor Council for the CAD there is going to be speaking at 3:05. Could have some impact on the dollar CAD. G20 meetings are going on all day. They're going on tomorrow as well. And then we got the French preliminary GDP, not a big deal. German preliminary GDP, a little bit bigger of a deal, but not tradable so much, but be aware of it, 2 o'clock. We got the Euro for its preliminary non-farm payrolls coming on out at 2:45. We have the Italian preliminary GDP coming out at 4 a.m. We got the Euro-German BUBA monthly reports coming out at 6. Okay? So just small reports, but then we're going to dive into a couple other trades. We're going to have the CAD manufacturing sales report coming out at 8:30. Usually a pretty flat trade. So looking at that, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. expiration. Looking for a $25 minimum profit on the Iron Condor. We're just getting buying the lower spread, selling the upper spread, and more just sort of looking at the point where you start losing is wider out hence the Iron Condor range versus having like strikes right at the exact same price that's all or nothing, like on a binary for a but it doesn't really matter what you want to call it. Bottom line is buy the lower spread, sell the upper spread, and make sure you get all the premium that you can, and make sure it's no less than $25. And that again is on the dollar CAD entering at 8 a.m. for an expiration at 12. We also have a variety of U.S. reports coming out. We got core retail sales, import prices. I am going to alert you to use caution. Use a little caution on this one. Why do I say that? Because this is going to be a sneak peek into all this early shopping and everything. People are going to start really looking at these retail sales reports. Okay? So on this one, I'm going to say, again, use some caution. It's usually only a 30 pip or less move. This thing moves 30 pips, I'm probably out of the trade. Okay? So holiday season, retail sales become a little bit more important. So just, again, use caution on that report. And because it can move a little bit more. All right, so that gives you the CAD. That gives you, and we're going to use, by the way, the euro dollar to trade it. And the normal trade is enter at 8 for 10 a.m. expiration for $30 minimum profit. We'll also have the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report coming off, along with U.S. mortgage delinquencies 5 minutes later at 10 a.m. and U.S. business inventories. All right, we'll be back right after this break. Stay tuned. All right, folks, come on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And let's check out where everything's at right now. We're going through just looking at getting all of our plans together. We talked about all the news. The one other thing to remember, again, natural gas is going to be tomorrow. And let me confirm the time on that. We got Friday. Yeah, still is going to be at 10:30. Okay? All right, so anyways, that wraps up our news for last night. That wraps up our news for tonight and tomorrow. What do we got coming up this coming week on the news trading plan is the next thing that you want to be aware of. And before we get to that, just a little side note here. If you haven't checked it out, World Cup Championships hosting a Nadex competition. You can trade binaries or spreads, by the way, in the competition. You need $500. It is a live trading competition. And you can still sign up. So you need $500 in your account. You got to be flat with $500 in your account, and then it goes live. Okay. So if you're interested, you can check it out at World Cup Championships and sign up. I'm in the competition. I'm having some fun. I've been staying pretty steadily between first and fifth place. So it's going to be tough though because I have to, got the Moneyshow next week, so I'm going to be gone basically the entire week, and then I got be out. And then I got Thanksgiving. So I'll do some trading, I'm sure, mobily, but won't be able to trade as heavily. So we'll see how that goes. It's fun just to be in it either way. Doesn't cost anything, though, but you do have to have a live account and funded. But if you want to check that one out, again, at worldcupchampionships.com. All right, so let's see. What else do we have on our list? Let's go ahead and dive in to some things coming up next week so you can be aware of them. And tomorrow I'm really going to have to focus with you on that to make sure you got the plan for next week. I've got it done, but again, I'm going to be out next week. I want to make sure you got it. We're going to have, let's see, CAD foreign securities coming on up. We have U.S. capacity utilization rates coming up for USD trade. We're going to have a pound Iron Condor next week. We have Home Depot earnings coming out. We got a U.S. PPI and core PPI coming out on Tuesday. HB housing market. All these, by the way, are Iron Condors, which is nice. But it doesn't look like we have any straddles on the list. We got U.S. building permits, franc trade balance, pound retail sales, Also, we got CAD wholesale sales news, the U.S. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, and the CAD Core PPI and CPI, as well as, of course, our weekly inventories on oil, natural gas, and unemployment claims. That really is going to be the main items of the week to come out next week. Not a really heavy news week. I mean, those are not massive events. Let's see here. Let's see if I can try to get some of these other ones done so I can go just heavily on the news for you so you have that show to refer to. Okay. All right, so that gets us really caught up on the news. Let's back out for a moment, see what else we can go over today. I got a whole list of stuff we can check out. There's been a lot of opportunities. One of the big things, I talked about this a little bit, 20-minute binary contracts are now live on Nadex. If you have not checked that out, I've been trading them, having fun with them, doing pretty well overall, so going nicely there. And, let's see here, today's trades, lost a couple of them, but overall, like I said, you got to expect some of those, I guess, now and then, unfortunately. But, like I said, they are doing, well. And it's pretty cool. You go in, and, you got less than 20 minutes. They're pretty fast-moving contracts. And, just to give you an idea on a summary here, so I was going on trading S&P. I'm trading the Dow. I'm going in, and obviously I'm trading the NASDAQ. I'm trading the Russell. And just taking advantage of these contracts. Right now I'm doing 10 contracts, not trying to go too heavy on them. And but they go in and they move fast. They move really fast. So you can, very small movement can be a massive gain on and out of the money. A small movement can be a fast profit. Just a little bit of time passing can definitely eat some premium up quickly for time decay for you. So you got to decide if you want to make money on direction or, premium. And, I've been doing a lot of premium collection. I'm working now towards working on those out of the money because I know there's massive profit to be made there. I just got to be able to sit down and focus to do that because it takes a lot more focus to trade out of the money. They're harder. They're a lot harder. Very much more profitable, but a lot more difficult. You got to be really on the ball. So, anyways, that'll just make sure if you haven't, check it out. And let's see here. What do we got? I want to go in. I just want to show them to you. So if you haven't seen these contracts, I just want to show you where they're at and how you can easily watch them. If we go over and we look at the scanner, or you can look inside the platform, the scanner makes it, of course, a lot easier. So right here on the scanner, you just go to the scanner. You can sign up for this. You can get free access to it over at TFNN. And you go in and go to the binary scanner. And we're working on an auto refresh for you, so that's, I know, in the works. But I put it on 30 minutes and say reset filters, just choose the U.S. indices. You can see right there, it'll show us, the ones that are expiring here at 2 o'clock. So right there, and it's lining up not only the 20-minute ones, but also the intradays that expire at 1 o'clock. And so we'll just keep getting those. And again, I can adjust this time to expiration, bring it on down there. And that way I just see the ones that are listed 20 minutes. And makes it really, that's all 4 indices on one page. If I want to get rid of this stuff that's like $4 and $96, really simple. I can really clean up the whole thing. Just go we'll do 5 and we'll try 95. And then it really narrows a lot of stuff off the chart. It makes it a lot easier to see what's there to trade. And like I said, every 20 minutes, brand new contracts. So pretty sweet. Check them out if you haven't already. Nadex has already passed 3 million contracts this year. They were 2.3 million last year. They still have basically a month and a half to go. 14% as of the first week was on the 20-minute binary contracts of their volume. And considering they have all these dailies and weeklies and intradays, that's huge for week 1 out of the gate. So people are picking them up. They're liking them. I'm liking them. And I'm going to do a whole webinar series on Nadex 20-minute binaries here in December. So that'll be pretty cool, and I'll be going through all that, sharing all that with you, okay? But anyways, check them out if you haven't already. Get your demo account, by the way, if you haven't got it. You just hop on over to tfnn.com, click on the Nadex banner over here on the right side of the page. And once that pops up, go to Trading and Demo Trading Platform. And if you're in the U.S., U.S. territories, Mexico, Canada, fill it in. Takes 5 minutes, or it takes probably about 10 seconds, actually. Hit Submit, check your email. You can log in. It'll be $25,000 of funding money. It's like 2 or 3 weeks it's active. If you fund an account with $100 or more and you make one live trade or more, then you can email or call them, and they'll extend out your demo for a year. So, so that way you can get it down before you start really throwing cash into it. And but definitely, obviously, we all want to get into it as quickly as we can. Okay, so that really is about the simplest way I cover the 20-minute binaries for you in a short period of time. Oil, big. This is important. Oil's rolling over, so we need to get a rollover just to show you how that works. Let me take you over to a couple places. One, I'll take you inside of our scanner. Two, I'll take you over to CME. Okay? So inside of our scanner, one of the things that we do is, if you're on the Nadex information tab, actually put the rollover date. So tomorrow, after the close, if you haven't done it already, but tomorrow after you close down, before you leave your computer, so you don't forget, make sure that you roll your future contract. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to go in and you're going to go to Tools, Instrument Manager, like if you're, say, using Ninja. You'll choose the contract you want, okay? And then you'll right-click, and then you'll left-click. And then it'll put the current contract up. What is it rolling over to? Let's see, all we got to do is, we got to highlight. Click on the page there, highlight over that. It'll tell us what contract's going to roll to, and then also, if you click on the current underlines, it'll show you the list when it actually does roll over. Okay? Natural gas will roll over as well. The following weekend, corn rolls over middle of the week. Notice it says the Nadex rollovers are actually effective from 6 p.m. Eastern Time the day before the day marked on the calendar. So at 6 o'clock on Monday, you're going to roll over corn. At 6 o'clock on Tuesday, the week of Thanksgiving, you're over copper, gold, and silver. So I'm just going through these so you make sure you're aware of those. It's not that hard. Inside the Nadex platform, on the live platform, it actually alerts you. Okay? It'll actually pop up with a message and say it. Also, in here, you'll see the actual contract month is listed. It says December. It tells you what contract it is. You just got to pay attention. But it is important to make sure that you're looking at the right contract while you're doing all this. Other place you can check out, you're a futures trader. Go over. Go to, I don't know why, half the time you have to refresh the CME's page lately to make their menu work. And then go to Globex, go to Energy, because we're looking at oil, right? Go down and click on Crude Oil Futures. From there, you can check out the quotes. And you can see it'll be a little bit delayed, like 10 minutes delayed, but look at the volume and see where it's at. You see where the volume start, like it's starting, volume, like it's in process. We're on December, 318,000 contracts. It's starting to move on over to January, 129,000 contracts. Okay? So it's a simple thing, but it's very important that you are, so either one of those are going to be, liquid right now. Should not have a problem with that. But just be aware that the rollover is in progress and that, you probably want to be switching on up. If you're Nadex, you got to switch on up. But you probably want to be looking to switch that up as well soon as a futures trader. Let's see, what date? And one of the cool things in here you can do too is inside Ninja, if you look at the contract, you can open it up and click on edit right there and go to miscellaneous. And I can scroll down here and I can actually check out what date they have defined as rollover. So I can go, okay, what are they going to roll over to January of 2015? And they have the 18th defined as their rollover day, which would be Tuesday. So they're saying that by Tuesday, rollover should be complete, on pure futures, meaning like if you're not trading Nadex. So it's going to be in process, obviously, all throughout, like starting now. It'll go through next week. Ninja automatically rolls their contracts on the 18th. So, but anyway, so that's just another way to know, like, when is the date on the next rollover. You can actually see on the futures date, the planned date. I've seen that they've been a day early and a day late inside multiple platforms. what it really comes down to is volume. Where is the volume? So if you're not trading in a derivative, because if you're trading a derivative, you got to make sure the derivative, you're following the contract of the month that the derivative follows. So if the contract follows December, trade December. If it follows January, then look at the January chart while you're trading the January derivative contract, like the option. If you're trading the straight up future, then you're going to want the tightest bid offer spreads, and you're probably going to go in and be looking at the most liquid month is the normal process. There'll be a day usually where they're almost equal, and that's when it's definitely occurring right then. Right there, that's the full rollover is happening, and that's when volume starts flipping and starts to supersede December and go into January. So, anyways, that happens every month on oil, but just so you're aware of it and how it works, okay? So that's a little rollover lesson for you. And again, oil this week, oil basically after Friday or this coming week. Corn on Tuesday. We got natural gas next Saturday. So all those are coming on up, and pretty soon we'll be rolling our indices as well. So I know that's coming up. We got Nikki's rolling over on the 6th there, and then on the 13th of December, that's when we have the big roll. We roll over all the U.S. indices and the other international indices as well. So lots of rolls coming up. Just make sure you're on top of them so you're looking at the right charts. That's sort of, I know, a new thing for new traders. It was a big thing for me to get a handle on when I first started trading way back when, trying to understand these rollover dates and last trade dates. And, last trade dates, you don't want to be trading then. Okay, you want to be done well before then. So let's see. We talked about how to roll a contract on Ninja, how to find the volume on CME. We talked about you can also look on your own platform. If you're trying to force a contract on, say, Thinkorswim, I know we got a lot of Thinkorswim traders, just make sure you put the letter symbol in. So for that month, and /CLZ4 will force it to actually look at the December contract, and versus just using a blank one, which it'll pull up what it thinks is the most liquid one, which most of the time it's right. A lot of times you'll see it sort of get jacked up on ags until people turn in tickets and they get it tightened up. All right, we talked about the world trading competition. We talked about 20-minute binaries. We'll do a little trade plan review when we get back right after this. All right, looking at the markets now. We'll go ahead and check it out. Somebody sent me over some of the 20-minute binaries they're working on, so it's pretty cool. Getting them on down there. Let's go ahead and check out some day trading plan reviews. Okay? We're going in here. We'll look at these markets, and I'll try to make this as simple as we can here. Let me stretch on Ninja. Here we can stretch the charts out simply by stretching them. We can drag them to make it easier. Okay, so looking on over here, we got triggered. We got a momentum entry right here. It stayed below the low, so momentum entry. It oscillated around, got up, did not reach the high. Got close within a few ticks, but did not reach the high. Moving on down there, hit trigger target 1, hit target 2, and actually went down and hit target 3 right there. It bounced on back up, so I'm pretty sure anybody with any kind of trailing stop would have been out of that trade at least by that point. It did go down. It looks like it may have, low 1172.9. Technically, it hit target 3, so right over here. Also, we had a entry right there on 3B. It came on down. It hit that. It moved on up. And we're looking for a move on up to 1177. We've also moved 50% of the profit target. So we should have our stop put in at a break even now. So right there, that covers the Russell for the day. That's really all there was on the Russell. It's just one big trade. There was a couple different potential entries. There was another entry right here you could have taken that also went down where it had a reset. This entry didn't have any momentum, but the first one and the third one had momentum on them. And so, I mean, if you're in the first one, you're probably not adding in anyway on that trade because it's just oscillating around. But it did go ahead and make its move. Let's see here. All right. So that's the Russell. Let's go ahead and let's check out some of the other ones. We can go in, check out some of the currencies. And on the currencies over here, we got pound dollar wrestling around there. Came on down 1, 2, 3. Got out early on that one. Didn't work out as well as we'd liked it to. On that trade specifically, we did have a short that was early here at 3A that came on down and got filled. Didn't hit the stop. So if you're in this short contract, the trade actually did end up being profitable and moved on down to all the targets. But you would have had to get out when you got your entry there, otherwise you would have had a conflicting trade. This trade right here in the evening, and that would have been if you're only early morning trading, and because we had multiple targets, would have at least came down there to 57.20. This trade obviously stopped out, reset, looking for a potential long to buy 57.20 there at the deviation. It just busted right through. With the stop down at 5,700 and first take profit up at 57.45, then going for 57.80 take profit. And that is our pound dollar review here. Let's check out. We'll go through a few of them. If we can, we'll try to get them up there. We got the euro dollar and a couple other ones. And so euro dollar moved on down. Looked like it's just pretty choppy right now. So looking at that trade, we're at the 50% mark. We're at break even, not moving massive. And but it's a break even at the moment. Y'all yen had a great early trade as well, but we've run out of time today. But just to do a few reviews for you. All right, y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow right here on the Diagnostic Trading Hour.